So in today's video, we're going to be teaching you guys how to download and use PALETOOls over on iOS/iPhone. So between now and the 6th of October, I'm going to be uploading a daily free eafc 25 trading guide. This will include everything to do on the web app to make as many coins as possible with both trading and investing. I'll be talking about the full release, what we expect to see regarding the market, and there'll also be a daily updated investing guide, all in there, updated every day for free. No gimmicks whatsoever, all you gotta do is click on the Google Docs link on the top link of the description. So in today's video, we are going to be teaching you guys how to go and download and use PALETOOls on iOS/iPhone. So this can be iPad, presumably any other sort of Apple products they've released, or of course most popular, the iPhone. So if you're not aware with what PALETOOls is basically a software that allows you to complete SBCs very fast. For example, I've got it downloaded on my phone right here, and let me show you how fast I can go and complete the SBCs. All I've got to do is switch between a few buttons, and you can see that it's basically going to go and auto build the SBCs. We can go and submit them very fast. You can basically complete about 70 SBCs. You can complete about 70 SBCs in about 10 minutes, and then also do like 200 SBCs in about 20 minutes. So yeah, you can basically complete SBCs very fast, and as you can see, we're basically using like templates, and it's just basically auto building the SBCs, and we can build it very fast. But let's go start off and talk about how can you actually go and download PALETOOls. Now, PALETOOls is basically software that's basically added to your browser. So you can see right here that I'm using PALETOOls on Safari. I'm not using it as an app. You can see right here it's not an app whatsoever. There is the companion app right there, but that's not what we're using. What we're using is Safari itself. So if we can head over to Safari, we can see that again we're using the web app in the companion app. So the first thing you need to go and do to do this is to go and get the companion app. And to do that, just go and type in like EA web app. You're then going to go and search that and click on the top one. This is going to be the EA web app. Now this is the first problem that you may come across, is that, you may not know the login, because you are going to have to go and log into the web app. So the way that you can go and find your login is by heading over to your console. What you then want to do is you want to then go left on the main menu. You can see you've got this person doing like a T-pose, and you can see this settings. You're then going to go and click on settings. Then what you're going to do is go onto online settings, and then what you're going to click on is EA account user agreement. And then once you've clicked on this, it'll give you your email and your ID. What you then need to do is you then need to go and put your email from this, and you'll either go and remember what your email is, or if you don't go and remember what your email is, then what you can do is you can reset password, and that will then, again, once logged in there, it will log you into the web app. Now, of course, when you're logged into the web app right here, you can see we don't have PALETOOls enabled. If I wanted to go and do the SBCs, for example, you can see there's nothing here, no fancy sort of settings that I was using earlier. So how do we go and get PALETOOls enabled? Well, what we want to do is we want to go and load up another browser. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and type PALETOOls in. Now you do have to be careful because there are fake PALETOOls out there. But you want to go and click on the top one I have right here, which is https://pale.tools. So you're going to go and click on this, and then you can see we're taken to a bit of a home page. Well, if you aren't here initially, there is something normally with V24, PaleDroid, and some plugin thing. What you want to do is click on the top left one. That's the one you want to use for iPhone. Now you can see right there's a bunch of links. We've got PALETOOL V24, we've got PALETOOls Mobile, PaleDroid, PALETOOls Stamper Monkey, and PALETOOL. Well, we're going to go and use the second one. And now this is the part when a lot of people are struggling. So what you now need to do is you basically now need to go and click on the second one and hold on to it until there's kind of like a black box around it. You see how I did that? So I clicked on the second one here. I guess it's, there we go. Clicked on it there, and you see how there's a black box. This now means that I've got it selected, and it's basically, I've got the URL. Now, a lot of people, again, just try and head to this website or something like that. That's not what you want to do. So again, whilst we have this held down, what we then want to do is we want to head to the bookmarks. You can see at the bottom we've got backwards, forwards, share, bookmarks, or the other tabs. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the bookmarks, and if you're on this page, you then just want to go to your favorites. So again, we've still got one finger holding down this link. You need to make sure you've got this link held down all this time. You're now going to go and add it to your favorites right here. So again, you can see that it's moved. So we're going to go and add it there, and you can see now it's added the link. Again, a lot of people struggle with this, but again, you've just got to make sure you're holding down the link, make sure it's selected, then head to your favorites, and then drop it in here. So now we've not got PALETOOls downloaded, but we've got PALETOOls saved. So now what we want to do is head back to the web app. Now you can see PALETOOls isn't here already. So now what we need to do is enable PALETOOls. So we're going to go and click back down to the bookmarks, and you see that PALETOOLS sort of mobile link. All we got to do right now is click it. It's going to refresh your web app, and you can see at the top now you've got PALETOOLS v24.0.48. This means that you've successfully downloaded PALETOOLS. Congrats! Now let's go walk you guys through some settings and more importantly how to use PALETOOLS. So there's a few settings that you're going to want to make sure you've got selected. So what you're going to do is click on the top left the settings, and then you're going to click on PALETOOLS. So I'm going to take you to this PALETOOLS sort of settings, I guess, menu. So what settings do you want to make sure you've done? You want to make sure you click auto reclaim SBCs. That's because when you complete an SBC, you complete it, you basically yes I want to complete the SBC, and then you have to go and click claim reward. By doing that, you don't have to do the click claim reward, so it basically just makes the whole SBC building process a lot more efficient. Now, some people think that babysitter means the SBCs are done automatically for you. There is nothing that does the SBCs quote-unquote automatically for you, so don't select it. It doesn't make anything more efficient. You then want to make sure claim all rewards is also ticked, and then I believe there is a setting slightly lower that you also want to make sure is done. So the two that I would make sure I also have, most importantly, unassigned to SBC. This just basically means if you've got duplicates, it will just use the duplicates from the unassigned rather than you having to manually send them to your club. And you can, if you want, is also transfer list to SBC. So let's say you want to bought a bunch of gold rares and they're all on your transfer list. It will automatically take them from the transfer list and put them in the SBC, rather than you having to head to the transfer list, send it to the club, and then do it via that. So to add efficiency, that's also what you want. There's also one regarding pack openings, where basically it will skip the pack opening animation. But again, in this, you're more likely to not be doing a lot more SBCs than you will be doing pack openings and so on. So that is the settings you want to have. Now let's go and walk through how you're going to go and do this, or how you're going to use this to complete SBCs. So now what you want to do is click on the SBC tab, and you want to go and find the SBC you're going to do. Now, more likely than not, it's going to be the repeatable upgrade. Normally, it's going to be like the player pick. So if we scroll down, more likely than not, it's going to be like the 81 player pick or 82 pack or whatever is out. So what we want to do is we want to make sure this is favorited. Now, the reason we want to make sure it's favorited is because we want to make sure we can access this SBC really easily. So again, in the top right of the SBC, you can see there's a favorite thing. So now if we go to favorites, as long as it hasn't removed it, it's right here. This basically means that when I go and do the SBC, and again, we'll go through the template thing in a sec, let's use this as an example. You can see that it sends me straight up here. If I don't have it favorited, every single time I'm going to have to go and scroll down, which makes it really inefficient. So let's walk through what I've just done there to go and complete the SBC fast. So we're now going on our chosen SBC, and we need to have a little look at what the requirements are. So the requirements are minimum players, or minimum rares 3, minimum player or mana players in the squad 8. This basically means that we need 3 rares and 5 non-rares. So let's go and build this template. Now, how do you go and build the template? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to go and click on the semi-top right. You see there's a pitch with a circle on it, just below where it says Total Chemistry. We're going to go and click on that. So once we've gone and clicked on that, we're now going to go to Edit SBC Template. Now let me go and remove what I already have. So this is the pre-made one. So you're going to have this right here, where it's basically blank. So what you're going to do is you're going to click add once and you're going to click add twice. That's because we need to add a little bit on the template for the non-rares and a little bit on the template for the rares. Because of course, what I said earlier, we need 3 rares and 5 non-rares. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go minimum rating 75. We're going to go maximum rating. This is obviously personal preference. I normally do 84. Now we're going to go and do the rares this time. So we need player count being 3. And what we also need to do is make sure we select ignore player positions. The reason we need to make sure we select ignore player positions is because otherwise it's only going to put goalkeepers in the goalkeeper spot, you know, strikers in the striker spot, and eventually it's going to go, okay, you got no goalkeepers, we can't build any more SBCs. When in reality you might have centre mid you can put in the goalkeeper slot. Well, by pressing ignore player positions, it'll put anyone anywhere, which is just, you know, obviously a lot more efficient for doing the SBC. You're then going to want to go quality, gold, and rarity, rare. This is because, again, this is the part of it for the rares. Now what we want to do is add the non-rares. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go minimum rating 75, maximum rating 84. Remember there are 5 non-rares, so the player count is going to be 5. We want to click ignore player positions, and then we're going to go quality gold, and we're going to go quality non-rare. So now we need to scroll to the top and press save. If you don't press save, you've done all that for nothing. So now what we need to do is we actually now need to back out of the SBC and back in again. That's because if you don't back out and in again, it doesn't kind of compute that you've just made a SBC template. So what we're going to now do is, again, we've made the template, we've backed in and out. We're now going to head up here. We're going to click build using template, and after about a second, it should now go and build the SBC. And again, this is literally all you have to do, and now you just go between building SBCs, submitting, and so on. Now, eventually what's going to happen is you're going to do, let's say, probably about, well, we found in our recent video that you can do 76 SBCs an hour and 225 SBCs every 24 hours. So after you've completed 76 SBCs within an hour, you're going to come across something that says SBC softband, or it's not going to let you complete any more SBCs. Now the reason for this is because EA puts kind of limits in everything in the game, like you can only play so many games an hour, you can only list so many cards an hour, you can only buy so many cards an hour, and it's the same with SBCs. You can only go and complete 76 SBCs every hour and 225 SBCs every 24 hours. But there are some ways around this. The first and the main one is actually that there is a next-gen companion app and an old-gen companion app. Now what do I mean by that? Because of course if you go to like the settings, it doesn't say, you know, next-gen Xbox here or old-gen Xbox, it just shows Xbox. Well, the version of the web app you're on is the version of the FIFA you were last logged on. So for example, if I head back over to my console right now, we can go and see that I am on the Xbox One version of the game, which means if that was the most recent version of FIFA I was logged in on, I am on the Xbox version of the web app. But let's say I've gone and done my 70 SBCs every hour, or I've done my 225 SBCs every 24 hours, and it won't let me do any more SBCs. Well, if I go log into the other version of FIFA, I can now go and do more SBCs. So again, let's say I've done my 70 SBCs, it says I'm SBC banned. Well, how I can go and do even more SBCs is switching to this version of FIFA. Now, of course, I do need to log into Ultimate Team, because if I don't log into Ultimate Team, it doesn't know I've logged on to this version of FIFA. So, also, another thing I will say, this is relevant to people, even if you don't have the next gen, old gen. When you do log on to Ultimate Team and actually, well, let's say you want to go on the companion app and do the SBCs, you do actually need to back out of Ultimate Team. You can't just turn your console off, you can't just close the game. You need to actually physically back out of Ultimate Team onto the main menus. The reason you need to do this is because the game needs you to log out of Ultimate Team to be able to log into it on a different device. So again, if I, let's say, SBC banned, it wasn't letting me build any more SBCs, what you need to do is you need to load up the other version of FIFA, and then you need to back out this promotion that is really shoving down your throat, and all I need to do is just log in and log out, just so it knows I'm on there. And then what I can do is, well, then jump back on the companion app and go and complete more SBCs. Now that should about be it. Now, if you guys do have any questions, do make sure to check out some of the Q&A videos I have uploaded in the past. I will be releasing a tutorial for Android and a tutorial for desktop/Mac, because of course it uses a slightly different thing, or there are actually multiple ways of doing it on desktop and Mac in compared to the iOS. Now you do have to appreciate that the companion using Safari and the web app on your desktop and Mac is actually the same thing. So if you're fully market suspended on the web app on your PC, then you're also going to be suspended on the web app on your phone, because again, you are using the web app, you're not using the companion app, if that makes any sense. But that's going to be about that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a PALETOOls tutorial over on desktop.